My name is Nida Mehboob Khan, and I'm from the MBA BM batch of 22-24. I backed my internship during the summer placement process in a company named Avalon Consulting. My role was as a management consulting intern. So the first year is usually the most hectic part of an MBA. You've just gotten in, you're dealing with the rigor, the academic rigor, the co-curriculars, the extracurriculars. So I personally was a cultural representative. For those of you who have joined XIM, you will know what the position demands. And I was also part of one functional committee and two interest committees. So I had a lot going on my plate, and was be given tasks in every department. So what I did was just start on tasks as soon as I was given them. And also, it's very important to manage expectations and have clear communication. So, for example, if I couldn't take anything up, I would just tell my coordinator or my senior co. And even during my internship, if there was a task that I would not be able to complete by that given deadline, I would communicate about it and tell them. Because more than delivering on time, first of all, it's important to give quality. You can't just submit anything, right? These aren't your assignments. So for that quality and to meet their expectations, you also need to keep them in the loop. And that's more important. Definitely. So there are three aspects to this question, right? First of all, there is what the MBA is giving you. What is the MBA giving you? It's a general management degree. It's going to teach you the basics at least of all the functionalities, because in first year all the courses are core courses. Going forward, you will pick and choose whatever you want to study more in, but if your domain of choice is consulting, I recommend keeping a mixed basket, right? So now you have all these tools and frameworks belonging to finance, operations, marketing, and this is going to help you find solutions for your clients moving ahead. Then there comes the learning that you need to do beyond what the MBA is going to teach you, right? Because right now we do not have any technologically oriented courses. So I recommend data analytics courses like Power BI and Tableau, because these are helpful in your corporate journey. So those tools and techniques are important. And coming behind to the preparation you can do to be able to get the kind of job you want, I would recommend you work on your casework and your guesstimates, because those are really important. The companies are trying to understand how you think. If you have a structured way of thinking, if you can do critical analysis and quick critical analysis. So, yeah. So in my consulting internship, first of all, I was lucky in the sense that I had mentors who told me the kind of work that they were expecting, the quality they were expecting. However, that level of expectation was very different from what I had been working, the level I'd been working at during college. This was my first official job. And as a corporate employee, the kind of quality they're expecting is really not what you're submitting in class, because during your MBA, you focus on the academic part of all of it. You're focused on getting marks and scoring on the quiz, right? So what you're doing out there in the field is very, very different. How I dealt with those challenges is, first of all, never be afraid to reach out to your professors that have taught you in MBA. Even some of the second year professors, they are all extremely helpful and will guide you in case you're stuck. We had to reach out to them in terms of a particular marketing research project that we had conducted. You know, it's not very easy to design a questionnaire. I mean, it's easy to design a Google form, but not easy to design a corporate questionnaire. So yeah, I think that's one thing. And don't go in with the mindset that ChatGPT will solve your problems. It will not.
So my name is Ayush. Hello everyone. I have an operational background. So I've done a core chemical engineering, and then I worked at Dalmia Cement for 2 years in supply chain and procurement. And then I did my MBA from XIM Bhubaneswar, interning at BCN. BCN is the back end of Bain and Bain and Company. So what we do is what BCN does is BCN provides the supporting arm to Bain and Company, and whatever research, all the supporting documents that you find in a consulting report after the presentation part is done by BCN. And I was initially selected for the India COE, which is limiting to cases in India only, but they did not have a lot of work in it at that moment. So I was shifted to the Middle East COE later, where I worked for the social sector improvement of an Arab country. Cannot specifically mention the country name, but Yeah, so that was my project. We worked with the Arab government and figured out things as the internship progress. So basically, the idea was improving the Arab countries' social sector. So what we did was benchmark it with other countries like the Nordics, the USA, and Singapore. So the first 2 days of the internship were a briefing program where you get to know about the firm a bit and the workflow systems, you need to be how you need to be working throughout your day and the tools that you will be using there. So the first 2 days were basically this. Day three, when I joined the company, they just tell the case to me. They brief the case in 15 minutes, and I'm asked to start working on it. And by the second week, I have to deliver the client output, the final output, that the presentations that are going to the client. So 3 slides have to be made by me, and all of this happened really quick. So this was a very shocking transition that I did not expect initially, that it would come so quick. But the amount of work there was very high, so I had to be accountable for it. How my MP helped me in this was I realized later that all those nights that when at 1 a.m. your friend comes and tells you this presentation is due and you make it up in 2 hours and deliver it, all of those jugaad actually helps a lot during these crisis times. And also, like I mentioned earlier, being good with numbers also helps a lot. So the initial challenge that I also faced was that there was this case was huge. So they had already been working on it for 3 months. And when I was briefed with it, to just capture the amount of information being thrown at you is very difficult. And I found out that during MBA, we used to work a lot in our first 3 months, handling so many courses at a time. All of these help a lot with the amount of work that is being put on you. Last thing that I would like to mention here is working with a team and getting to know each other's pace. So what happens is, in a team, let's say we are a team of 8 members, different people have different speeds of working, right? Now, when you're being paired with one of them, you need to know what their strengths and weaknesses are. So, suppose I work very fast, but I make a lot of mistakes. So, my teammate can work slow and he can also verify my work with it. And this way, both of you do not face difficulties going ahead. This was a very crucial learning during my MBA because we had groups of like divided with roll numbers. So I knew this guy does not do this well. So you need to take care of that during the presentation. Definitely. I wanted to go into consulting very badly. All of us think about it. PPO, getting the PPO, making things easy for ourselves. And definitely, I was interested in having a career in consulting, not just because the charm of it that initially when people get into MBA, they want it for. Once I got there, I got to know that every 3 months you're working on a new case. So let's say I am in a social sector improvement slash CSR case right now. I might be in an energy and renewables case later. Later, I might be doing a financial analysis of a firm. All of these, I think, contribute to the holistic development of someone in their career. You get vast knowledge from different sectors: energy and renewables, chemicals, petroleum, all of these. And like we are being taught in our MBA, you can be the T-shaped person. You can specialize in one area. You can have knowledge across different sectors. So that definitely enticed me, and I wanted to join consulting. Also, I think it is very much dependent on what your strengths are. So I found it very okay to work 10 hours, 11 hours a day, which I was being pushed during the internship, handling numbers, working with a team, giving immaculate presentations which have to be neat. Also, there is this thing which I did not mention earlier in the challenges, that you are to be accountable for every mistake, even though the intern is the lowest in the level of the company. But if you are delivering an output, you have to be accountable for it. And small mistakes like you miss a comma, you put an extra space, you add a capital letter somewhere in a 500 text document, you need to be accountable for it, and that is why I think it's very challenging. And I think I would have loved to go into consulting, and other people should also try it once. Yes, I think going through more cases, cases from different firms, cases of different variety would have definitely helped. Also, learning real life tools like Alteryx, Tableau. There is something called a verbatim analyzer where you can actually analyze what reviews are saying. Let's say you have 10,000 reviews and you want to know the sentiments through these verbatims, you can do that. So all of these tools can be incorporated. These would make life easier during the consulting journey. Also, I would like courses which covered major sectors, and I would like I would like to read more annual reports, do analysis of different sectors of the economy, so that we can be better prepared for the consulting challenges.
If you are considering a career in consulting, like I said, don't keep your focus too narrow. Be open-minded. Try to do a little bit of everything. Get base knowledge in all these spheres. Don't neglect any one side, because again, you don't really know which side of consulting you will land on. Is it going to be general management? Is it going to be IT consulting? Is it going to be front end, back end? It could be anything. So you need to be prepared to do your job well. So don't have a very narrow focus. Keep a broad mind, and yeah, work on your mindset. Work on the way you solve problems. Problem solving is the most important technique in consulting.
So the first and foremost that I would like to put it this is that you need to articulate your thoughts very well. So there would be a lot of meetings, a lot of team meetings. Every day you will have a morning checkup with the client, then an afternoon check-in with the client. You need to articulate your thoughts well, be a part of that meeting, engage in the meeting, and you know show the smart people on the table that you're also smart. And the second would actually be handling a lot of numbers, lot of data that you'll be thrown at. The ability, and why I say the ability to participate in a team meeting is because we were being judged on our internship. A lot of times when I asked for feedback, they told me that you need to participate more, or yeah, your participation now is okay, we find. So what happens is they are already in a workflow system, right? So when someone new joins, you can actually find new ways of doing things, and that is exactly what they want from you. And the other things like working with a team, knowing their pace, and yeah, being accountable for your deliverable, not making mistakes, not repeating mistakes is another very important point, that